Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader, and today we're going to be doing like kind of a little vlog shop with me and then end on a nice little note of like everything I bought. So today I think is the last day of the buy two get one free manga sale at Books A Million, and I went there like a week or so ago really hoping to buy something and it just didn't work out. I just wasn't feeling like getting any manga. I do have a lot on my TBR though that I already own. So do I need any? No. But I was looking through my Amazon wish list and looking what I already have, and I was like, you know what? There are a few volumes that I could get that would like complete a series or one that's new. So like Kaiju Volume 3 is out. I want to get that. The newest volume of Fire Force doesn't technically come out till tomorrow, but like Books A Million, I've noticed in the past, sometimes they're really bad about putting stuff out the day early. So if they don't, I might ask and see if they will let me have it early. I'm just gonna cross my fingers. If not, it's no big deal. I can just buy it later. But you know, if I could get it on the sale, then I want to get on the sale. But anyway, so yes, so we're going to be doing like, come out there with me. And then, hey, we're going to do a little book haul at the end of the video because there's some other books that I bought that I got in the month of June that I didn't talk about. So yes, that is what we will be doing today. It is hot as hell in Virginia. It is 90 degrees. It definitely feels hotter outside because it is humid. Oh, the joys of living in Virginia. It is also Monday. It is the 4th, just the 4th. Nothing special about that day. Thank you very much. But yes, let us go out into the heat and shop. Hopefully not till we drop because I don't want to pass out. All right, we're back. We are back home after trekking through the heat. Yeah, successful. I didn't get a lot. I just got 6 things, but I'm happy with it. And honestly, I do kind of feel like I'm probably going to do really good this month and not buying anything more. Let's hope so. I did kind of put myself on a book budget. It's very, very relaxed, okay? But I'm basically giving it like $100 a month for books. Some I don't spend as much, sometimes I do, but I think I'm doing a better job. I haven't tracked all that I've spent, but like this is the first things that I've bought besides book of the month, and that only cost me $10. So as of right now, I know it is very early in the month of July, but I feel pretty confident. I don't really have any need to buy anything else, so I should be good, knock on wood. So let's start with the manga that I got. All right, so I just could not pass these up. I didn't even realize these existed, so they must be new because I haven't seen them anywhere, and I just had to get them, and it was volumes 1, 2, and 3 of Little Witch Academia. So this is a original story by Trigger Studios, and I don't know if you can see the figure case here. I know you can't see the one over there, but if you know me and you've looked at my bookshelf tours, you know, as I've said many times, I love Studio Trigger. They've done Kill la Kill. They've done Darling in the Franxx. Little Witch Academia, so many more, and I love them so much. So I really loved Little Witch Academia. I mean, look at the covers. This is so beautiful and so like what the show is. It's so pretty. So you know what? I don't know how many volumes it is. I'm going to do some research. But I definitely want to start collecting this because I absolutely love this series, and I really would like to get a huge figure from this series if I can, but we'll see. I don't know how lucky I'm going to get, but excited about these guys. And I did get lucky. They did have the newest volume out early, so this actually doesn't come out until tomorrow. But like I said, Books A Million is really good / bad about putting things out early. I don't know how they get away with it or if it even really matters. But like, you have to pre-order this on the website, but I just walked into the store and got it, so that's exciting. This is the newest volume in the Fire Force series. As you can see, this is the one I've mentioned a few times, where the son from Soul Eater has kind of made an appearance, and I think that this is going to be like where we start transitioning as the series comes to a close, how Soul Eater is still a part of the same universe somehow. So I'm really excited. I don't know if you guys already know, but I am trying to collect the manga for Soul Eater. It's a very slow process because a lot of them are not out to be purchased like that, but it's okay. I'm going to take my time. But yes, so excited to read this. Definitely will be reading this month. And I got volume 3 of Kaiju 8. Really like this series. I've mentioned it before. I mean, there's only 2 other volumes, so obviously I've mentioned it. Basically, it's a world where there are monsters called kaiju. There are people, regular humans, who either like kind of fight in the military to defeat them, or they are the cleanup crew, which is like our main character, who is the one that cleans up the messes after like the military, the special forces have come and killed the kaiju. Well, through a series of events, someone becomes a hybrid of a human and a kaiju. Obviously, they want to destroy the monsters, but if you're a hybrid, you still have the, you know, brain of a human, so you want to actually destroy them. So we're working together. And yes, I'm really excited. I think I actually might restart the whole thing again just because it's just came out. I don't think I'm not going to be able to follow it, but sometimes it's nice to just like, with a short one, just to go back. I might actually do that with Miruku-chan too, because I mentioned that in my last video of what I read. I might just go ahead and read all 5 volumes again. Anyway, excited about this one. And I also got Zom 100 volume 6. I have volumes 1 through 5. I have not read this yet, but I do think that the month of July would be the perfect time for me to start reading it. I think someone had like Second and Charles last month told me that this is going to be it either is already an anime that you can watch or it's about to be, and like it's catching up to the story or something like that, so the story isn't completed yet. So that's exciting. Heard good things, haven't heard anything bad, so I'm excited. The covers of this series are really beautiful, but it's very short, so it might have been a good thing that I haven't read it yet, so I could just kind of knock out a lot of these volumes kind of in one sitting. We'll see. You know how I was just talking about it, like sometimes with the shorter ones, they end so abruptly that it feels like nothing happened, but if you do it as a whole, it's a little different. So excited. So these 2 next little books, I don't really know why I bought these, to be honest with you. I just had a weird feeling that I wanted them. So A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. I mean, this is absolutely a cover buy. I think this is very just eerie, beautiful, kind of gothic looking, but I didn't really know what it was about. This was just on a book talk video of like books you should read. You know, I will save any single one of those in my favorites on book talk type situation. But I'll try to give a little read because I certainly do not know. Food writer Dorothy Daniels loves what she does, discerning, meticulous, and very smart. Dorothy's clear mastery of the culinary arts makes it likely that she could, on any given night, whip up a more inspired dish than any one of her chefs she writes about. Dorothy loves sex as much as she loves food, and while she has struggled to find a long-term partner that can keep up with her, she makes the best of her single life, frequently traveling from Manhattan to Italy for a taste of both. But there is something within Dorothy that's different from everyone else, and having suppressed it long enough, she starts to embrace what makes Dorothy uniquely, terrifyingly herself. Recounting her life from a seemingly idyllic farm-to-table childhood, the heights of her career to the moment she plunges an ice pick into a man's neck on Fire Island, Dorothy Daniels shows us what happens when a woman finally embraces her superiority. A satire of early foodieism, a critique of how gender is defined, and a showcase of virtuoso storytelling. Chelsea Summers' A Certain Hunger introduces us to food world's most charming psychopath, an exciting new voice in fiction. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure this was on like feminist horror book, you know, more on the gory side. I'm not really sure how like gory this will be, and I'm definitely excited to read this. Someone I follow on Bookstagram read it recently. Like when I had bought it, they were actually reading it and they said that they liked it. So I'm interested to get into this. Not sure when. I don't want to always put off books that are supposed to be scary until Halloween, but I mean, there's going to be like, you know, what was it, October, whatever, readathon that they do. What's her name? Olivia reads a latte and Gabby reads. But there's also Summerween. I forgot about that, so I might do Summerween. We'll see. We shall see. This little one, I think, was also on that list, but Lord have mercy. We had to remove this post, a novel by Hannah Bravoit. Very, very tiny and cute. But again, don't remember what it was. What is normal? What is right? Who gets to decide? To be a content moderator is to see humanity at its worst, but Kaylee needs money. So she takes a job working for a social media platform whose name she isn't allowed to mention. Her task? Review offensive videos and pictures, rants and conspiracy theories, and decide which need to be removed. It's grueling work. Kaylee and her colleagues spend all day watching horrors and hate on their screens, evaluating them with the platform's ever-changing moderating guidelines. Yet, Kaylee is good at her job and she finds in her colleagues a group of friends, even a new girlfriend, and for the first time in her life, her future seems bright. But soon the job seems to change them all, shifting their worlds in alarming ways. How long before the moderator's own senses of right and wrong begin to bend and flex? From one of the most acclaimed Dutch writers of her generation, we had to remove this post as chilling, powerful, and urgent literary masterpiece about who or what determines our worldview, who sets the boundaries, and just how much a person can be asked to accept. I don't know what list this one was on a book talk video, but it definitely sounds really eerie. You know, I certainly don't think I could handle being a moderator online, especially like for the stuff that I even sometimes have to report, you know, on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, that's like clearly violating community guidelines. And then we know that other people, they're actually not violating anything, but as long as some group of people want to mass report, like friends who are sex workers, you know, part of their business, if not the whole part of their business, is working online, and all it takes is for a group of, we're just going to go ahead and say, you know, incel-esque guys or just annoying ass people to mass report someone's account, but then these are the same people consuming the content. So it's very weird versus like when I go to report something that clearly has abuse, you know, animal abuse, child abuse, just abuse of a woman or something. And those don't seem to violate the guidelines. Very interesting. So this is like a, you know, fiction, but definitely real, and it's going to be an interesting read, and it's very short, so I can knock this out pretty quickly. The next three of these I got at the same time from Barnes & Noble like a few weeks ago. So I saw this one, and I don't know, the cover was so awesome. And when I walked past it again at a different Barnes & Noble, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get it. And it's Hola, Papi, How to Come Out in a Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons by John Paul Brommer. Very, very, very pretty. So this is going to be like a nonfiction memoir. The first time someone called Jean Paul Papi was a popular gay hookup app Grindr. At first it was flattering. JP took this as a white guy speak for, hey handsome, but then it happened again and again and again, leaving JP wondering, who the hell is Papi? What started as a radicalized moniker soon became the inspiration for his now widely popular advice column, Hola Papi, and launched his career as the Cheryl Strayed for a generation of young queer people everywhere. And some straight people too. JP, who grew up closeted and biracial in America's heartland, knew that sometimes the best advice comes from looking within, and soon found readers flocking him for honest, heartfelt, and irreverent answers to questions like, how do I become a person I want to be? Should I hook up with my grade school bully now that he's out of the closet? Questions we've all asked ourselves, surely. With wit and empathy in equal measure, Hola Papi is for anyone, gay, straight, and everything in between, who has ever taken stock of their unique place in the world. Cannot wait to read this. This one's pretty short as well. I think it's another one that I could probably read in one sitting. It's about 200 pages, so I really am excited to read this one. And you can't pass up the cover. Come on. Next was one that I saw these next two in passing when I saw that one. So I was just like, I'm gonna get them because I want to. And this is Fat Girls and Black Bodies, Creating Communities for Our Own by Joy Arlene Renee Cox, PhD, forward by Taylor L. Pinkston. So this is going to be another nonfiction book, combating fat phobia and racism to reclaim space for women at the intersection of fat and black. To be a woman living in a body at the intersection of fat and black is to be on the margins, from concerned trolling, I just want you to be healthy, to outright attacks. Fat black bodies that fall outside dominant constructs of beauty and wellness are subjected to healthism, racism, and misogynoir. The spaces carved out by third wave feminism and fat liberation movement fail at true inclusivity and intersectionality. Fat black women need to create their own safe spaces and community instead of tirelessly laboring to educate and push back against dominant groups. Structured into 3 sections, belonging, resistance, and acceptance, and informed by personal history, community stories, deep research, Fat Girls and Black Bodies breaks down the myths, stereotypes, tropes, and outright lies we've been sold about race, body size, belonging, and health. Excited about this one. Also, I love the cover. Look at the shine. I don't know if you can kind of see it, you know, shining at you. And lastly, I got Unapologetic, a Black, Queer, and Feminist Mandate for Radical Movements by Charlene A. Caruthers. And this one's really short on the back. Unapologetic is a public declaration that I am no longer afraid to say what must be said, and that our movement has a mandate that will not be silenced or disappeared. Some of the other blurbs are timely, important, powerful, potent reading by Kirkus Reviews. Charlene Caruthers is one of the most influential political voices of her generation by Barbara Ransby. Ooh, Janet Mock. She doesn't forget any of us, and she reminds us that bringing all of ourselves and our people with us is the only way for us to be free by Janet Mock. Next, so these next books, besides the Book of the Month Club books, are ones that I got because my job basically gave us all Barnes & Noble gift cards, and everybody knows that I read all the time. Everyone's pretty supportive of that, I suppose. So much so that they gave me their gift cards, which was so kind. So I got the next 3 books in the Noodle Shop Mystery Series, but this is what's weird. Okay, so I got Killer Kung Pao and Fatal Fried Rice. Bam, adorable. Like your mass market paperback, right? Like kind of short. And then I got this one, Hot and Sour Suspects, but look at the difference. I know y'all see that. It's like taller and skinnier and longer. It's very weird. I don't know why it looks like this. And then because this one came first before like the other bulk of books. And I was like, okay, I guess all of my new books are going to be this size. No big deal. And they're not. The other ones are the size that I'm used to. So I'm very confused. It's not that big of a deal. Obviously, I'm still going to read. I'm not going to return it and exchange it. But yeah, that's weird. And I just don't like the size of this. Isn't this kind of odd? Isn't that kind of weird? I don't know. I know it's not really that big of a deal, but that's weird to me. And I don't know why I would put it in front of it when it completely makes the other one disappear. But you know what? We all do things wrong sometimes. I mean, that is strange to me. Especially for a mystery book that's paperback. Very weird. Anyway, moving on. So I got these 3. So basically I have all the ones that have like come out. So I believe, ooh, I actually don't know which one because they don't have numbers on them. I'm pretty sure Killer Kung Pao is the newest one. It's either this one or Hot and Sour Suspects. I know it's not Fatal Fried Rice though, but it's one of these. And I'm not facing it the right, that's fine. It's fine. But I'm excited. As I said in my wrap up, I recently read book 5. I absolutely loved it. I'm excited to continue on with the series, enough so that I just went ahead and bought all the rest of the books. So I'm loving it. Next up is a like collection of essays, I think. I don't think it's short stories. I think it's essays. It might be short stories too. I'm actually, now that I'm looking through it, it might be short stories. I didn't really think about that before I bought it, but it's fine. I got Hear Us Scream, The Voices of Horror, and it's got a bunch of different contributors, and I don't recognize a single one of their names, and that's okay. But now that I'm looking at it, yeah, I think this might all be short stories, which is kind of cool. I don't read a lot of short story collections, but I got interested in this one when I when I picked up Women Make Horror, which I'm thinking I told you guys about on a book haul. If not, I got this one recently too. I think it was earlier than this. So if I didn't mention it before, I got this one, and I think this one was suggested to me, but I went and bought this one first. So I'm excited. I'm also excited to read this one if I never mentioned it. But Lord have mercy, look at how much bigger. Books are so interesting, aren't they? I mean, goodness gracious. Now this one I'm really excited about because I really loved the Gilded ones. So I got the Merciless ones by Namina Forna. So this is the second book. I'm pretty sure this is a duology. I'm not sure because apparently I was made aware of this when I reviewed the Gilded ones. The Gilded one was actually supposed to just be like a standalone book. And so many people liked it. And correct me if I'm wrong. This is like someone told me. So many people liked it that they reached out to Namina Forna and they were like, oh my God, we love this story. So she decided to keep on with it, which I love that theory. I also love the possibility that she was just going to do a duology or a trilogy anyway. Both work. But I'm really excited to read this one. But I think that I want to reread the first book again because I did kind of rush through it, but I really, really liked it. I'm pretty sure I gave that one 5 stars because the ending, I love that ending. So I'm really excited. And you know, the crazy thing is, so like I said, I ordered this with the gift cards. Like for all of June, I was going in and out of Books a Million and Barnes and Noble. I had a feeling this wasn't going to be at Second and Charles, but every single time I went in there in the month of June, I did not see this book on the shelf at all. It was also like confusing me. Like, I was so sure this came out in May or at the very beginning of June. So I didn't understand why I wasn't seeing it anywhere, but I was seeing the paperback of Gilded ones. But either way, I've gotten it. I'm excited. At first, I didn't know if I wanted to wait till this was in paperback, but then I thought, well, what's the point of that when I have the hardcover copy of Gilded ones? So doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm excited to read this. And lastly, I got another nonfiction book. I got Just Get on the Pill by Crystal E. Littlejohn, The Uneven Burden of Reproductive Politics. So this was most likely recommended to me when I was buying some of the other nonfiction, like pro-choice books that I've gotten throughout the year. And I just decided like this one was kind of expensive. So I was like, I'll go ahead and like buy it with a gift card. I'm not on the pill, but I am on birth control. And, you know, those of us who have to take birth control and know that there are side effects and they're not always fun. I have some side effects to what I'm on. But one of the things I love about it is I don't have a period. So I just deal with it. But I may have mentioned this, my husband's going to be getting a vasectomy soon. So there really is no reason other than not wanting to have a period anymore, which that's enough to keep me getting a shot in the ass every 3 months. I'm going to be honest with you. So there's almost like no point coming up soon for me to be getting birth control anymore. But I was really excited about this. It's also a really short book. So understanding the social history and urgent social implications of gendered compulsory birth control. In Just Get on the Pill, Crystal E. Littlejohn investigates how birth control has become a fundamentally unbalanced and gendered responsibility. She uncovers how parents, peers, partners, and providers draw on narratives of male and female birth control methods to socialize cisgender women into sex, and ultimately into shouldering the burden for preventing pregnancy. Littlejohn draws on extensive interviews to document this gendered compulsory birth control, a phenomenon in which people who give birth are held accountable for preventing and resolving pregnancies in gendered constrained ways. While diverse cisgender women are the focus, Littlejohn shows that they are not the only ones harmed by this dynamic. Gendered approaches to birth control also negatively impact trans, intersex, and gender nonconforming people. In tracing the divisive politics of pregnancy prevention, Littlejohn demonstrates that the gender division of labor and birth control is not natural, it is unjust. And that sounds fantastic. I love a good nonfiction book that is also intersectional. I'm going to love it. And oh my God, this isn't even 200 pages. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I knew it was short, but goodness gracious. So another one I hope I could possibly read in one sitting. But as I've mentioned before with nonfiction, I like to take my time. I'm getting better at annotating stuff. So we shall see. We shall see. But I'm excited. And last, I'm going to talk about the Book of the Month Club books I got. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to read about them to you guys. I'm just going to show you because these first 3 were from June and yeah, I just got them because I got them because all three of them had the little like icon thing. It just gives you like not even a synopsis. It just says like feminist lit or over 400 pages, mystery thriller. All of these were like given like the feminist literature thing. That's why I bought them. So Still Lives by Maria Hummel. Don't know what it's about, but I love that cover. Seems very interesting and colorful. Very, very interested in this one. But no, I'm not going to read the inside. Oh, well, maybe I will. Okay, I'm just going to read the top. Okay. A young editor at the LA Art Museum finds herself pulled into the disturbing and dangerous world of a famous artist who goes missing on the opening night of her exhibition. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that because there's a lot more, but I'm going to keep it short. That sounds interesting. I also think this might be a good book for my sister, who is reading more, by the way. She's also gotten into the Needle Shot Mystery series, so I really love that. But yes, excited for this one. Next up, I got The Change by Kirsten Miller. It's not over. It's time. A gloriously sharp and funny modern saga about three women who discover that midlife brings a whole new type of empowerment, putting them on the collision course with the evil that lurks in their wealthy beach town. Yes, I like that. This one's really long, though. It is certainly over 400 pages, but it's okay. I'm going to take my time. Y'all know how I am. I'm not really a big fan of like books that are like close to 500 pages anymore, but we'll see. You know, sometimes things can surprise you. So I've kind of fallen off with the fantasy. That's okay. I guess I'm replacing it with big ass books that are not adult fantasy now. Oh well. And then in the last one I got in the month of June was Woman of Light by Kali Fajardo Onstein. This was a dazzling epic of betrayal, love, and fate that spans 5 generations of an indigenous Chicano family in the American West, from the author of the National Book Award finalists Sabrina and Corina. Ooh, beautiful. This was my Book of the Month Club pick, and you know, this one actually doesn't seem like, this one is, oh my god, this is like 300 pages. So this one and Still Lives are the shorter of the three. So I'm very excited, but it sounds like a beautiful book. The cover is also beautiful. So this is the reason why I got this one as well. It also sounded really good. So that's what I bought in June. And last, the 2 books I got for Book of the Month. Okay, I could not pass it up. House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. So, still have only read 2 of all the books I have by Riley Sager, but it's okay. Not a big deal. I just noticed that Riley Sager doesn't put a picture in the back of the book. That's fine. Be careful what you watch for. This one I think is, it's your typical like, what's that called? I don't know. It's a typical like, I'm watching you, I'm the neighbor who's nosy type of situation. I wouldn't say like I'm a big fan of that, or that I'm not a big fan of it, but yeah, interesting. I like the cover. It's Riley Sager, so I think Riley Sager, for an author that I've only read 2 out of all the books that they have, this is kind of becoming like an auto buy now. So you know, I actually need to assess that. I need to read these because I might start to see that I don't like Riley Sager, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen. And then lastly was You're Invited by Amanda Giatisa. She'll wish she'd never RSVP'd. What could be worse than an ex-boyfriend marrying your childhood best friend, getting accused of murder? From the author of My Sweet Girl comes a dangerously addictive new thriller about a lavish Sri Lankan wedding celebration that not everyone will survive. So, ooh, I like this. Interesting. I think this was my book club pick, and then this was my add-on, because I'm pretty sure Riley Sager's book was not, it wasn't in the picks that you could actually do for your book of the month. That's fine. So yes, that is the little, I guess that's kind of like a mini book haul, right? It's a 22 book haul. I think that's pretty small for the most part, maybe. I mean, compared to bigger booktubers, let's be honest, they're rocking with like 50, 70, 100, you know, big ass book hauls, but at the same time, they also like get stuff for free, and that's totally fine. I'm not getting a lot of stuff for free, and that's okay. It's okay. Maybe one day. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video. Thanks for coming along with me to Books A Million. I definitely went in there and was like, oh, is this the last day? Because I could have swore on the website that's what it said. Or I got an email that said, don't miss out, the sale's almost over. So then I asked the person like, oh, is this the last day? And they were like, oh, I don't know, did you hear something? I'm like, well, no, I didn't necessarily really hear it. But I mean, you do work here, so why would I hear it before you? Who am I? But I will say this. For some reason, the 3 Little Witch Academia mangas that I got did not count because they aren't like under manga for some reason. But at the end of the day, I know technically I didn't get the buy 2 get 1 free for those, but it's worth it to me. It'll be fine. I'm not really concerned. I'm going to be better about not spending money this month and just focusing on saving. So there you have it. Oh, and I had good news. And my husband, oh, he's so nice. He got me the One Piece box set, volume 2. It is so hard to find that, by the way, for like a decent price. So I'm very excited. I was like battling between like ordering it because on Books A Million's website it says it's a pre-order, but they don't actually tell you when it's actually going to get sent to you because it's like a re-release. So it's like in stock to pre-order, but not in stock in your store. So that's really confusing. It doesn't even tell the store when it's going to be restocked or whatever. But I noticed recently that they released the first box set of One Piece, which was also really hard to find. And Books A Million also had like the other 2, so 3 and 4. 2 is what I've been waiting for. So I was talking to my husband last night and I was like, I'm going to hold out. I'm not going to order any of the single volumes or the omnibuses. I'm just going to be patient because it's probably going to show up. And he told me today that he ordered it for me. So I'm really excited. And apparently because it's like getting re-released or whatever, like all the ones that you could get sold like on Amazon or something are so expensive because it's like, I don't know if it's the first edition or anything, but like, oh, this is the first one or something. I don't care. I just want to fucking read it because I'm almost done with the Baroque's work arc. So I'm almost done. I need to keep up the momentum. So hopefully a little bit even before the end of the month, I will get this box set. That would be awesome. But if not, it's fine. I'm going to be patient. I'm very excited. I have box set 3. Eventually I'll buy box set 4. And we're just going to keep on trucking when it comes to One Piece, y'all. Very, very exciting. So thank you so much for watching my video. Are there any books I mentioned that you also just recently bought that you want to read? Are there any that you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you got that book. Oh my goodness, when are you going to read it? Tell me more. Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like it, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Go in the description box and follow me on other social media. I'll put my link tree in there, y'all. It'll be great. Also, there's a link in that link tree because I'm an affiliate with Fable Beard Co. Do I have a beard? No. That's fine. I put the oil in my hair. It's deliciously smelling. I don't know why I said delicious as if I eat it. It smells delicious is what I meant to say. My husband uses it in his beard and that also smells delicious. So give it a click. So, you know, it looks like I have some traffic coming that way, but also buy some. It smells really good. It's made by like an actual person who, you know, exists. It's not like a mass produced thing and it's all natural. So I'll stop rambling. Have a good day. Goodbye.